Alright, now coming back to the Hyperkin Suparetron Super Nintendo. Got it all hooked up to the TV. Finally got a game, and of course I refuse to take anything else other than Super Mario World. Great game if you haven't played it. I'm a bit of a hound for the older Mario games. Although I did have to clean this up a bit and replace some plastic parts that were broken before I could pop this in. Bit of advice, maybe it's just for me, but I personally found it kind of hard to pop the cartridge in all the way. The pin connector, you can see that in there. It was like having a hard time actually gripping onto the cartridge, and not gonna lie, it kind of felt like I was gonna break it as I was pushing it in, but thankfully nothing bad happened. Right now the console's off, so pop the cartridge in. It'll make kind of a thud sound when it's all the way in. Power it up, glowing blue, and first thing that'll pop up will be the Hyperkin logo. And there we go. There's Super Mario World. All right. Now, one thing you'll probably notice is I have it hooked up to HDMI right now, so it does look significantly less pixelated than what you would normally see on like a normal Super Nintendo on a CRT TV. Also, you probably can't really tell, but the colors are significantly brighter than what you see on an old retro Super Nintendo. Depending on your taste, that'll either be a good thing or a bad thing. Alright, now playing through the course, you can probably see the controller itself is fairly responsive. Nothing really seems too out of place. Of course, that being said, I have noticed there is a little bit of input delay. Like, it's just barely a quarter of a second off from when I actually press the button. I'll admit, coming off of a 3DS Virtual Console with no input delay, this is a little weird to try to get used to, although if this is your first impression with the game, I don't imagine it'll be that hard to get used to. Something else I wanted to showcase is on Hyperkin consoles, it's common to have the option to switch between a 4:3 image and a 16:9. Right, it's currently at 16:9, which of course gives you this nice widescreen image. And then here on the back of the console again is the 16:9 4:3. If you flip the switch, it gets you back to 4:3. I'm personally more used to 4:3, but again, that is all a matter of taste and what you originally got used to. And yeah, playing through the game in 4:3, it definitely feels more comfortable, but again, I originally played Super Mario World on a 4:3 image, so, you know, this is basically just what I'm used to. Alright, I think the last thing to do is show you the reset and the eject in action. Reset button's down here. Press it, and then the game will return to the menu. And then eject's down here. It's nice and crisp. Pops the cartridge directly out. Yep. And then TV just goes back to a black screen. I tried to get it to work with the AV cables in the back. It wasn't working, so maybe this does only work for HDMI. So overall, if you're not a Nintendo diehard and you just want a convenient way to play the Super Nintendo games, I would recommend this console. I think it's definitely a convenient way, especially considering it's the only Super Nintendo clone under $100. Me personally, I think I'd rather play on an original Super Nintendo. I just think the one works better for me. Yeah, that's about it as far as this console goes. if you're interested, I'd say pick it up. If you're not, well, you're not. There's definitely other means of playing the Super Nintendo games. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.